The lawyer's office was small and quiet, with old wooden chairs placed too close together. The air smelled of paper and dust. Anna sat near the window, her back straight, her hands resting calmly in her lap. She looked calm, but inside her chest, her heart was beating fast. This was the day Uncle Mark's will would be read. Anna had not expected much. Her uncle had always been private, quiet, and distant from the family. Still, she respected him. He was one of the few people who never judged her after her divorce. The lawyer adjusted his glasses and began reading the will in a clear voice. Names were called one by one. Jewelry went to one cousin. Land near the town went to another. Cash savings were divided carefully. With every gift, whispers grew louder. When the lawyer finally said Anna's name, several people leaned forward, curious. To Anna, the lawyer said, the gas station on Route 16 is fully inherited. The room fell silent for a moment. Then the silence broke. A soft laugh came from the corner. Another followed. Soon, quiet smiles spread across faces. Anna did not move. She did not react. A gas station, someone whispered. That old place, another voice said. It has been closed forever. Her cousin Ben shook his head slowly, smiling as if he had just heard a joke. Uncle Mark had a strange sense of humor, he said. A woman near the door crossed her arms. That place is falling apart. The sign is broken. The pumps are dead. Anna stared at the lawyer's desk, her expression steady. She had learned how to stay strong when people looked down on her. Life had trained her well. After the divorce, nothing came easily. Her husband had left suddenly, taking more than just his clothes. He took trust, comfort, and security with him. Anna was left with a young son, bills to pay, and a future that felt heavy. She worked long hours at a small office job. She saved every coin. She never complained. She never asked for help. People noticed her struggle, but instead of helping, many chose to judge. Outside the lawyer's office, family members gathered in small groups. The sun was bright, but Anna felt cold. Well, Ben said, stepping in front of her, at least you got something. Yes, Anna replied quietly. Not sure what you will do with it, he added. That gas station is useless. Others nodded in agreement. Anna gave a polite smile and walked away. She drove home slowly, her old car making a soft sound as it moved along the road. Her thoughts were heavy, but her mind was clear. She did not feel angry. She felt curious. That evening, her son Leo was sitting at the kitchen table, writing carefully in his notebook. He was 10 years old, with bright eyes and a calm nature. You're home early, he said, looking up. Anna set her bag down. The will was read today. Leo's eyes widened. Did Uncle Mark leave us something? Yes, she said. A gas station. Leo paused, then smiled a little. The one near the highway? Yes. That place looks broken, he said honestly. Anna laughed softly. It does. After dinner, Leo went to bed. Anna cleaned the kitchen and sat on the couch, staring at the wall. Her thoughts returned to Uncle Mark. She remembered visiting him years ago. He had been standing near that same gas station, watching the road as cars passed by. She had asked him why he never fixed it. He had smiled and said, "Some things look empty because they are protecting something." She had not understood then. The next morning, Anna woke up early. She packed a small bag and dropped Leo off at school. Then she drove toward Route 16. The gas station appeared slowly as she approached. The paint was faded. The sign leaned slightly to one side. Weeds grew through cracks in the concrete. The pumps were old and covered in dust. Anyone looking at it would see nothing but failure. Anna parked the car and stepped out. The wind moved through the open space, carrying a strange quiet. She walked slowly, touching the wall, the door, the window. Inside, the air smelled old but not ruined. The floor was dusty, but solid. The walls were strong. This place had not collapsed. It had been waiting. Anna noticed something unusual near the back wall. A metal door, partly hidden behind shelves. It looked newer than the rest of the building. Her heart beat faster. She pulled the shelves aside and tried the handle. It was locked. Anna stood still for a long moment, staring at the door. People had laughed at her. They had called this place junk. They had dismissed it without looking twice. But Uncle Mark had never been careless. Anna stepped back and took a deep breath. This gas station was not a joke. It was a question. And she was determined to find the answer. Anna stood in front of the metal door for a long time. The gas station was silent except for the sound of wind brushing against the broken sign outside. Dust floated in the air when she moved. The door looked out of place. It was cleaner than the rest of the building and fitted tightly into the wall. She tried the handle again. Locked. Anna searched the shelves she had moved aside. Old boxes, empty cans, broken tools, nothing useful. She checked the floor, the corners, even the ceiling near the door. No key. She stepped back and looked at the room as a whole. Uncle Mark had owned this place for many years. He had been careful and quiet. If he locked something, there was a reason. Anna left the gas station and walked around the building. The sun was high now, and the road was busy with cars passing by. No one looked twice at her or the building. To them, it was just an old place on the side of the road. She noticed a small storage shed behind the station. It was half hidden by tall grass. The door was wooden and worn, but it was not locked. Inside the shed, she found old papers stacked in boxes. Receipts, letters, notebooks. Most were covered in dust. She picked one notebook and opened it. The handwriting was Uncle Mark's. The pages were filled with numbers, dates, and short notes. Some words were repeated many times. Delivery, storage, transfer. Anna felt her breath slow as she read. This was not random writing. It was planned, organized. She flipped through the pages and found a small envelope taped inside the back cover. Her name was written on it. Her hands shook slightly as she opened it. Inside was a single key and a short note. Anna, if you are reading this, then you chose to look instead of laugh. That means you are ready. The key was small and heavy. Anna closed her eyes for a moment, then walked quickly back into the gas station. She stood in front of the metal door again. Her heart beat hard in her chest as she placed the key into the lock. It turned smoothly. The door opened with a low sound. A set of stairs led downward. Anna turned on her phone light and stepped carefully down. The air grew cooler with each step. The stairs ended in a wide underground room. She froze. The room was large and clean. Metal shelves lined the walls. Strong lights were fixed to the ceiling. On the shelves were sealed containers, each marked with numbers and codes. This was not junk. This was not forgotten. Anna walked slowly, touching one of the containers. It was cold and heavy. She looked around, trying to understand what she was seeing. At the far end of the room was a table with more papers and a small safe. The safe was open. Inside were documents. Anna picked them up and began reading. They described land rights, storage agreements, and long-term contracts. The numbers were large. Larger than anything Anna had ever seen. She sat down, her legs weak. Uncle Mark had used this gas station as a cover. The underground space was used for storage linked to a private energy project. A clean fuel system developed years ago, before the market was ready. The project had been paused, not cancelled. And now, with new demand and rising prices, the value had exploded. Anna understood one thing clearly. This place was worth more than money. It was worth power. She locked the door behind her and drove home in silence. Her mind was racing, but her face stayed calm. That night, she did not tell Leo everything. She only said, "The gas station is important." Leo looked at her. "Are we in trouble?" "No," she said. We are safe. The next few days were busy. Anna read every paper. She made notes. She called numbers written in the files. Some calls were ignored. Some ended quickly. Then one call changed everything. A man with a calm voice answered. "We have been waiting," he said after she explained who she was. "Your uncle told us you might call one day." They arranged a meeting. Anna wore her simplest clothes and drove to a tall building in the city. The office inside was modern and bright. The people who met her were serious and respectful. They did not laugh. They explained the full value of the project. The underground storage, the location, the contracts waiting to be activated. "The estimated value is over 200 million, one of them said. Anna felt the room spin slightly. She thought of the laughs in the lawyer's office, the looks of pity, the words useless and junk. She nodded slowly. "What happens now?" "That depends on you," the man said. "You own it." When Anna returned home, Leo was doing his homework again. She sat beside him and placed a hand on his shoulder. "Leo," she said gently, "our life is about to change." He looked up. "Good change." She smiled. "Yes." Outside, cars continued to pass the old gas station without slowing down. No one knew that beneath the broken sign and cracked concrete, a future had been waiting quietly for the right person to open the door. The news did not spread all at once. It moved slowly, like water finding cracks. First, a few calls came to Anna's phone. Then emails. Then letters arrived at her apartment with logos she did not recognize. People wanted meetings. Anna stayed careful. She remembered how quickly smiles had turned into laughter at the lawyer's office. She trusted facts, not voices. She hired a small legal team recommended by the city office. They spoke clearly and asked smart questions. They checked every document Uncle Mark had left behind. Nothing was rushed. The truth became stronger with every page. The gas station was not just a building. It was a key location. The underground storage connected to future fuel systems planned across several states. The contracts had been frozen, not cancelled. The moment Anna signed to activate them, the project would move again. Money was only one part of it. Control was the real value. One morning, Anna received a call from her cousin Ben. His voice sounded friendly. Too friendly. "Anna, I heard some interesting things," he said. "About the gas station." Anna stayed calm. "What things?" "That it is worth a lot," he said quickly. "More than anyone thought." "Yes," Anna replied. There was a pause. "We are family," Ben said. "Maybe we should talk. Together." Anna looked at Leo, who was eating breakfast quietly. She lowered her voice. "There is nothing to talk about." Ben laughed softly. "Come on. Uncle Mark would want us to share." Anna ended the call. More calls followed from other relatives. Some sounded angry. Some sounded worried. Some pretended to care. Anna ignored them all. She focused on Leo. She focused on work. She focused on learning. At night, she read reports and plans. During the day, she visited offices and listened. She asked questions until she understood every step. People noticed. "She is smarter than we thought," one investor said during a meeting. "She listens," another replied. "That makes her dangerous." Anna did not hear those words, but she felt the shift. The tone changed. Respect replaced doubt. Then the media found her. A small article appeared online. It spoke about a forgotten gas station and a hidden underground facility. It did not mention her name at first. Then another article appeared. This one did. The story spread fast. Reporters waited near her apartment. Cameras pointed at her when she dropped Leo at school. Neighbors whispered. Leo asked one night, "Why do people want pictures of you?" Anna sat beside him. "Because they think something big happened." "Did it?" he asked. "Yes," she said. But we are still the same. She made sure his life stayed normal. School, homework, dinner together, quiet evenings. But outside, the pressure grew. One afternoon, Anna received an official letter. A government office wanted to review the property. Her legal team stayed calm. This is normal, they said. When values rise, questions follow. The inspection took 3 days. Men in suits checked everything. They asked about safety, history, ownership. Anna answered honestly. At the end, one of them shook her hand. Everything is in order. Relief washed over her, but it did not last long. That same week, an unknown company made an offer. The number was large. Very large. Sell now, the message said. Avoid stress. Anna read the offer twice, then placed it on the table. She thought of Uncle Mark standing by the road, watching cars pass. She remembered his words about things looking empty to protect something. She declined. The next offer came higher. She declined again. People began to ask why. Anna answered simply. This project matters. Behind closed doors, some did not like her decision. Power attracts attention. Attention attracts resistance. One night, Anna noticed a car parked near her building. It stayed there for hours. Her legal team arranged security. Not guards, just awareness. Lights. Cameras. Calm steps. Anna refused to be afraid. Instead, she prepared. She met with engineers. She learned how the system worked. She asked how it could help communities, reduce costs, and create jobs. She started to see the future, not just the money. At a city meeting, she stood in front of a room full of officials and spoke clearly. This project was built to last, she said. It was paused, not broken. I intend to finish what was started. The room was silent. Then questions came. Hard ones. She answered all of them. When she finished, a woman at the front nodded slowly. You are serious? Yes, Anna replied. Outside the meeting, a reporter asked, Did you expect this? Anna smiled slightly. No one expects the truth when it looks small. That night, she returned to the gas station. She stood near the pumps, watching the sunset paint the sky. Cars passed by, still ignoring the place. Under her feet, the underground room waited. Quiet. Ready. Anna knew challenges were coming. Stronger ones. People who would try to stop her or take control. But she also knew something else. She was no longer the woman people laughed at. She was the owner of a secret that had survived time. And she was just getting started. Change never comes quietly. As Anna moved closer to restarting the project, the resistance became clearer and louder. One morning, a letter arrived at her office address. It was formal and cold. A local board had delayed approval for construction access near the gas station. No reason was clearly given. Just delay. Anna read the letter twice, then placed it on the table. This was expected, her lawyer said. When something valuable wakes up, obstacles appear. Anna nodded. She had felt it coming. That same week, another problem surfaced. A news article questioned the safety of underground storage systems. It did not mention Anna directly, but the timing was too perfect. The tone was sharp. Doubtful. Neighbors near the gas station started asking questions. Some were worried. Others were angry. Anna did not hide. She requested a public meeting. The community hall was full that evening. Faces were serious. Some crossed their arms. Some whispered. Anna stood at the front, calm and steady. I understand your concerns, she said. I would have the same questions. She explained the system in simple words. She talked about safety checks, past records, and future plans. She did not promise miracles. She promised responsibility. People listened. One man stood up. Why should we trust you? Anna looked at him. You should not trust words. You should trust facts. That is why everything will be open. The room grew quieter. After the meeting, a woman approached her. You answered every question, she said. That matters. Still, delays continued. Ben called again. You are making things difficult, he said. Some people are unhappy. Anna replied calmly. I am doing my job. You could make this easier, Ben insisted. Sell a part. Share control. Anna ended the call without responding. At home, Leo noticed her long hours. You look tired, he said one night. Anna smiled and sat beside him. Some things take energy. Is it worth it? He asked. She looked at him carefully. Yes. Because we are building something real. The pressure grew stronger when a large company filed a claim, saying Uncle Mark had promised them first rights years ago. The documents were unclear. Anna's legal team worked day and night. They searched archives, emails, and old records. Anna joined them whenever she could. Finally, they found the truth. The promise had been discussed, not signed. The claim was denied. Another wall fell. Still, Anna felt the weight of every decision. She was careful with money, careful with words, careful with people. One evening, she returned to the underground room alone. She walked slowly between the shelves, listening to the quiet hum of the lights. She placed her hand on one container and closed her eyes. This is bigger than me, she whispered. In that moment, she understood Uncle Mark fully. He had not trusted loud people. He had trusted patient ones. A week later, the city board requested another meeting. Anna prepared carefully. She brought experts, plans, and clear answers. The room was tense. One official spoke first. There has been concern about control and influence. Anna nodded. That is why I propose shared oversight. Murmurs filled the room. She continued. The project stays private, but the impact becomes public. Jobs, training, growth. Silence followed. Then questions came. Strong ones. Fair ones. Anna answered each with steady confidence. When the meeting ended, no decision was announced. 2 days later, the approval arrived. Construction access granted. Anna sat quietly when she read the notice. She did not celebrate loudly. She simply breathed. That night, she cooked dinner and ate with Leo. Good news? He asked. Yes, she said. Very good news. He smiled. So the gas station will change? Yes, Anna replied. But slowly. Work began carefully. No loud signs. No big announcements. Just progress. Machines arrived. Engineers returned. The underground space came alive again. The media returned too, but this time with respect. One reporter asked, "What kept you going when things became hard?" Anna thought for a moment. People laughed at the building. They laughed at me. That gave me clarity. How? The reporter asked. It showed me who was not listening, she said. Late one evening, Anna stood outside the gas station again. The broken sign had been removed. The lights were on. The place still looked simple, but not forgotten. Cars slowed down now. Some even stopped. Anna knew the final test was coming. Bigger attention. Bigger pressure. But she also knew she had passed the hardest part. Believing when no one else did. And that belief had changed everything. The first morning the work lights stayed on, the old gas station looked like a different place. It was still small, still sitting beside Route 16, still surrounded by open sky and moving cars. But it no longer looked forgotten. New signs of life appeared. Fresh paint on the walls. Clean paths. A repaired roof. A fenced area in the back where engineers moved with calm focus. Anna arrived early, before the road got busy. She stood near the old pumps and watched the team unload tools. The air smelled like cold metal and morning dust. For a moment, she thought about the day in the lawyer's office when everyone laughed. Now, nobody was laughing. The project moved forward step by step, like a strong machine waking up after a long sleep. Meetings were held. Safety tests were repeated. Every action was checked twice. Anna kept things simple and clear. She did not allow shortcuts. She did not allow secret deals. That decision made some people angry. One afternoon, an investor group tried again to pressure her into selling control. They offered a number so large it could make anyone dizzy. The message sounded polite, but the meaning was sharp. Sell now or face trouble. Anna read the offer calmly. Then she placed it in a folder with the others. Her lawyer watched her face. Are you sure? Anna nodded. If I sell control, I lose the future. I did not come this far to give up. The lawyer smiled. Then we stand firm. The next week brought the biggest moment yet. The city announced a public demonstration of the new system connected to the station. It would show how the stored fuel technology could be used safely and how it could support clean energy transport. It was not just about money. It was about proof. Reporters arrived. Cameras lined the road. Officials came in suits. Engineers stood near equipment, checking every detail. Anna wore simple clothes as always. She did not dress to impress. She dressed to work. Leo stood beside her, holding her hand. Are you nervous? He asked quietly. Anna looked down and smiled. A little. Why? He asked. Because today the truth becomes visible, she said. The demonstration began. A large screen showed the system layout. The underground storage was explained in simple terms. Safety layers were shown. The technology was described as something that had been ahead of its time when Uncle Mark first helped protect it. Then the main test started. The system activated smoothly. Machines made soft sounds. Lights on panels changed from red to green. Data appeared on screens. The engineers nodded to each other. Everything was stable. The crowd watched closely. Silence spread as people realized this was real. Not a story. Not a rumor. Not a joke. A city official stepped forward and spoke into a microphone. This project will create jobs. It will bring training programs. It will increase local development. And it will be monitored carefully. Applause rose. Anna felt her chest tighten. Not from fear, but from relief. When the official finished, the reporter who had been following the story approached Anna with a microphone. Anna, the entire town once thought this gas station was worthless, the reporter said. What do you want to say to the people who laughed? Anna looked at the crowd. She saw strangers, neighbors, officials, and engineers. She also saw faces from her family. Ben stood near the back. His smile was gone. Anna took a slow breath. I do not want to say anything to them, she replied. The reporter blinked. Nothing. Anna shook her head. The building answered them better than I could. The crowd murmured, then laughed softly, not in mockery, but in understanding. Ben tried to walk away, but someone stopped him to ask questions. For the first time, he looked unsure and small. Later that day, Anna's phone filled with messages. People who had ignored her before suddenly wanted to reconnect. Old friends. Distant relatives. Family members who had laughed. Anna did not answer most of them. She went home with Leo and made dinner. They ate calmly, like any normal day. Leo smiled. So we are rich now. Anna laughed gently. Money is part of it. What is the bigger part? He asked. Anna looked at him carefully. We can choose. We can help others. We can build a safe life. And we can do it without hurting anyone. Leo nodded as if he understood more than his age. A few days later, Anna received an invitation to speak at a business meeting in the city. She almost refused. She did not like attention. But her lawyer reminded her that her voice mattered now. Anna went. The room was full of important people. Some were kind. Some were proud. Some looked like they were measuring her value. Anna stood at the front and spoke in simple words. "I did not inherit a building," she said. "I inherited a decision." The room went quiet. "My uncle could have sold this years ago," she continued. "He did not. Because he believed the right time would come. And he believed the right person would open the door." Anna paused. "I was laughed at because my life looked small," she said. "Divorced. Working late. Raising a child. Driving an old car. People assumed that meant I was weak." Her voice stayed steady. "But small does not mean empty," she said. "And broken does not mean finished." When she stepped away from the microphone, the room rose with applause. That night, Anna returned to the gas station one more time. The place was brighter now. Safer. Alive. She walked to the back and stood near the entrance that led down. She did not go inside. She did not need to. She looked up at the sky and thought of Uncle Mark. He had hidden the truth under a place everyone ignored. He had protected it from loud hands and greedy minds. He had waited for someone who would not rush, not brag, not waste it. Anna whispered softly, "Thank you." Cars passed by. Some slowed. Some stopped to look. Some kept going. But now, the gas station was no longer a joke on the side of the road. It was a symbol. A reminder that the world often laughs at what it does not understand. And sometimes, the quiet person who keeps going becomes the one holding the keys to something greater than anyone imagined.